What if the real problem isn't that you keep getting interrupted, but it's that you inadvertently have trained your colleagues to do it? Hi, I'm Moira, and today's question comes from an attorney who is taking over practice from an elder senior partner. And she writes that essentially almost every morning he comes into her office now and knocks on the door and interrupts when she's actually doing the work. And the difficulty is he has all the free time and she's got none. So here are three things you can do if you keep getting interrupted. One, the question isn't how do you stop him from interrupting? The question is what are your behaviors and your desires that affect this process? So, first, know what you want. Like, do you want to meet with this attorney regularly? You're taking over these matters, it's really important, but you don't want to do it in the morning, which is your most productive time, your most focused time. And so, knowing what you want, knowing that meeting frequently is okay, but not in the morning. Meeting when you have chosen rather than when he interrupts, that's what you're looking for. So think about what you want. Think about exactly what is the meaning behind it or the reason behind it. And I encourage you to write this down. Two, set a boundary. This is going to be hard because you probably have been inadvertently training this colleague to interrupt you in this way. And by this, I mean you're sitting there working and your colleague comes in, and so you stop, you turn to them, and you respond, and you engage in the conversation, you engage in the interruption, you allow the moment to go on, you don't cut it off. And so there are some simple postural, nonverbal things that you can try first. For example, don't look at them only briefly. Say, oh, I'm right in the middle of this. Can we talk about it in 10 minutes? I'm right in the middle of this. Can we talk about it this afternoon? Are you available at 1 o'clock? Let's meet. You can do it in a way where you just hold up a hand and finish the sentence before engaging. There are lots of ways that you can show by your body language and by the things that you say without saying explicitly, you're interrupting me, that would help train that colleague to stop interrupting. Then, if this doesn't work, you can take it up a notch and you can say specifically, it's really difficult for me when you interrupt me. I'm taking over these files, and what I would prefer is, and this is the place where you look at what you wrote for the first question, what you really want, and you would ask for this. You ask explicitly for this because there is a real reason that you cannot work with constant interruptions or with daily, weekly interruptions. And so see if you can find a way to ask for what you want and also take feedback so you incorporate what you both need from the relationship, because this is important to maintain, because you are taking on these files, you're taking on this attorney's clients. And so this is the place where you not only are going to state what you're doing, and I think if possible state it in a positive way. I'm so glad you want to talk about these files. I do have some questions, and it's not really about procedural matters, but it's more about how to handle this particular client. And I'm really good in the afternoons with meetings. Are you free at 2 o'clock? Let's set as a regular appointment so we can catch up and do, or let's set up a time. I really want to be able to focus. And when you come in the morning, I'm so focused on the matter that I can't really pay attention to the conversation we're having. And see if you can craft this in a way that is positive for you both. It's about the situation, it is not about his behavior. It is not corrective. It is truly just asking for what you want and setting that boundary. Um, then here's the key. You've got to hold the line and you've got to enforce the boundary. So continue to do the nonverbal reinforcement, continue to do the verbal reinforcement. Hey, let's talk about that at our 2 o'clock meeting. Or, great, do you mind if we talk about that in an hour? Because I really want to finish this. I really need to work on this. I'm in the middle of something. And the more you say it, the more they will be accustomed to having this come out and doing. Um, then it's also possible that three, you've been in this pattern for a really long time and you've stated your boundary, you said what you want, you've set the meeting, you've set the system, and he continues to come in the morning because he's free and he wants to chat with you and he has something that he's thought about and do. This is where you want to step out of that pattern. And so it depends on every situation. And truthfully, this reminds me of, I had a client who I felt like wanted constant communication, and they were anxious, and so they were constantly contacting me and following up with me, and it was like, I have nothing to tell you. And I realized that my sense of timeline is not their sense of timeline, and so I did two things. One, I proactively in the beginning sent them a estimated timeline. For example, this was a trademark matter, so an estimated timeline for how long things take with a trademark. And then it was a very clear from the very beginning that it's going to take a while, and this is what's going on. The second thing that I did is I would put a little tickler reminder in my file that just every once in a while. And with this client, I honestly started with about every 10 days or so. Hey, just checking in, just want to let you know nothing's still happening. We're still waiting on the response from the office. And it was such a small moment from my day, but it stopped that pattern of interruption so that the client wasn't contacting me, I was contacting the client. So not only did they know the timeline, but they also had me reaching out before they did. And it was stepping out of that pattern that really soothed, I think, my client's anxiety about the relationship and allowed them to um, be more boundary to my communication. It really taught me a lot, but it also helped me deal with them in a way that um, helped us move forward. So it is so challenging to manage someone who is not under your authority, someone whose behavior you can't control. And the only thing you can do is deal within your locus of control. What can you do? And this is a place where you notice what you want, really think about that. What is important to you? Two, set a boundary and hold it, hold that line. And then three, consider how you can step outside of the pattern and be proactive in a way that gets you what you want, but also satisfies the need of the other party. So thank you for listening today. I'm Moira, today's Q&A, and this is Help a Lawyer Out. So if you have questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I will endeavor to answer everyone here on the channel. All right, thank you. Have a wonderful day and happy lawyering. Bye-bye.